really good race, really fun. I managed to reach the second place.
For me, the G1 series is really how racing should be done. It's the best place to race professionally, but still keeping close control over the costs.
Driving the G1 is amazing because it's a really powerful car. It's really easy to drive, so you feel immediately connected with the car. La macchina G1 è una macchina estremamente competitiva, anche messa a confronto con le altre categorie, più veloci di un Formula Renault e di un Formula 4.
The braking performance is amazing as well. It's a really good car. I enjoy driving it.
The technologies that Griiip provides me is what makes the series so special. I can access all my data at all times.
And I can also compare the data to other drivers, so I can find my weak points, but also my strong points, and you can improve a lot on the track.
L'altra tecnologia estremamente importante e innovativa è quella relativa alla visibilità, in cui i fan non solo possono seguire la gara live, ma possono seguire il loro pilota preferito grazie ai camera car, grazie alle videocamere che sono installate su ogni vettura.
One of the most unique things in the G1 series is the virtual races.
For every race, we actually race in the same track with the same drivers. When we get to the track, we can get the best out of it.
It's the only series that combines both virtual races and real races in the scoring system.
La G1 Series è un campionato estremamente interessante per tutti quei piloti che vogliono passare dal karting alla monoposto.
For the cost of a karting season, the G1 Series is one of the best places to improve my formula skills before moving on to next levels.
It was truly an amazing year and I just can't wait for next season.
It took 5 days to get client feedback. Now James only has 5 hours until launch. With Fiverr, it only took him 5 minutes to find Stephanie. Fiverr. Connect to a freelancer in under 5 minutes.
So welcome to this first round of the G1 virtual G1 series, let's put it this way, where we have something a little bit different. First, where we have all the drivers from the real G1 series racing here, also in the virtual world. It's interesting that definitely even the points coming from this virtual series will be added to their original series that they do in Italy. So together with us today, we have obviously our broadcast and tech director, Justin Mifsud, myself, Adrian Figallo, the race director, and commentary with us is Caitlin Penny. On to you, Caitlin, now.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Welcome, everyone, or as we've already said, to the Griiip G1 series presented by Fiverr 2019. This is the first virtual round of the series. We've raced that before, a track that we've seen plenty of action from, a track with with long straights, with twisty S's, and it's going. We've got the Griiip G1 car towards the start of this series with the completely virtual Griiip G1 virtual series that we did. Yeah, the Griiip G1 car, of course, coming off the back of its very first race victory in a multi-make series in the Husier SCCA Club race at the Circuit of the Americas, where the Griiip G1 won. That's pretty tricky to say. Yaron Stern behind the wheel, beating the likes of Mazdas and Swifts and other cars of a similar class. Van Diemen's were in that as well. So yeah, fantastic to see the. It's a successful car, one that we've seen and very competitive racing with in the past. In official practice at the minute, Enzo Benito, the most famous race of champions and F1 esports fame, has just gone to 1:18.567. That's one absolutely worthy of a champion. Also in this field, we have other champions such as Yaron Stern. Stern was our last year's Griiip G1 Griiip G1 main series champion. Sorry. So Yaron Stern racing with us here today, and we also have other Griiip G1 race victors such as Davide Dallara and Massimo Paganini. As far as I know, the oldest driver in the field. And the youngest driver in the field is currently running in 5th position. That will be Cosmo Papi in the Alex Caffey racing car. Alex Caffey, of course, an ex-Formula 1 driver himself. So very interesting to see his squad entering a series such as this. But a very welcome entry. First, the second sector of all coming in from Enzo Benito so far. He's just heading over the crest of the hill around the final 2 corners. The corners known as turns 11 and 12. Despite the fact there are technically more corners than that on the track, but the S's do not apparently count. Through turn 1, let's talk you through this track actually. You go through turn 1 and then up the hill, followed by the first set of S's. You go 2, 3 and 4, and then into the set of S's officially known as the S's, before you get slingshotted up and over the curb on the right hand side there at turn 5. Careful not to dip wheels into the gravel. It's very, very easy to do, and there's a big crest there, so if you do end up getting spat off to the side. There's turn 6 officially, and 7 there to right-handers at the top of the field, giving it a very kind of pork chop look to it. If you look at a track map, it looks quite a bit like a pork chop. Down the back straight, this is where we're going to be seeing all of the slipstreaming taking place today, where drivers can tuck in behind the car in front and use them as a windbreak to benefit from their less turbulent, less dense air and get an increased top speed. Now we head through the chicane, 10A and 10B. Yeah, I told you we had a weird numbering system of corners here at Road Atlanta, and then back over the crest of the hill with turns 11 and 12. Turn 12 is tricky because the grass is right on the outside, and because of the momentum, if you dip wheels in the grass, you do end up getting dragged off to the side. So it's important not to make mistakes there. But yeah, a quick lap from Enzo Benito, and it's a new best again. His last 2 laps have been new bests, and currently the time is a 1:18.207. So that's where the bar is so far, and no one yet within 0.4 of a second of it. So Enzo Benito, the sim racing world champion, I suppose you could say, after he won the F1 Esports League and then went to the Race of Champions, again showing us how you do it, and again setting the fastest first sector. And it's going to help him here that he has a little bit of traffic up ahead, a car that just giving him a decent tow, and if he gets out of the way nicely, which he will do there he goes, that is going to be a big advantage there for Enzo Benito down the straight. As he heads back towards the chicane at 10A and 10B. It's a relatively short track, only 1:18 is the top time. A Formula 1 car could probably do this track in under a minute. Through the final corner, and it looks as if this is going to be quicker. And again, he goes quicker for the 4th lap in a row, I believe. It's a 1:18.075, and that is over half a second faster than anyone else in the field. Incredible lap again from Enzo Benito, and no one else appears to be able to touch him quite yet. So after the first round in the championship, which was just a couple of weeks ago at the the Cremona circuit in Italy, we have Salvatore Liotti at the top of the championship. He's currently 6th in the order in this this sim racing event so far. But yeah, he was top of the championship heading out of Cremona. Followed by Miguel Matos, Yaron Stern, Davide Vittori, Constantino Peroni, Cosimo Papi, Davide Dallara. Enzo Benito only 12th, but he will definitely, it looks as if he will definitely make up points here today. And then you have Deckel Na, Massimo Paganini, and Maurice Nesciarini still yet to score a point in this series. The 11 drivers who were classified at Cremona last time out. However, we don't have all of those drivers here today. I believe that Nesciarini is missing from the order. It seems that we have 9 drivers here, and another driver missing is... It's not Deckel Na, I just noticed him in the order. I'll update you on that if I notice that anyone else is missing. But anyway, we continue to run in this short practice session. Just under 10 minutes to go in this 20-minute practice session before we will head to a 10-minute qualifying and then a 10-minute race. Yes, I did just say a 10-minute race. Very, very short. You never get races that short in anything other than maybe karting. But that's great because it means that the drivers need to make moves as quickly as possible and they fight all the way through the race. And then, of course, we have another qualifying session and another race immediately following that. So 2 races here today. Don't go anywhere when the first one finishes. We have a packed schedule and a load of exciting racing here on a, what is it, Sunday evening? Yes, it is. Jolly good. Haven't commentated on a Sunday in a while, to be honest. But yeah, the Griiip G1 series here today at Road Atlanta. You're listening to World Pro Racing's stream of it and maybe watching it as well. I'm your commentator, Caitlin Penny, and I'm going to be talking you through all of the 5 sessions that we have here for you today. Both qualifying sessions, both races, and the practice session that we're in right now. And still we have Enzo Benito miles away out front, over half a second ahead of anyone else in terms of lap time. A fantastic, fantastic lap from Enzo so far. And let's face it, we were all expecting that. Took a little bit of a while to get used to the main Griiip G1 series car in real life, as he's only 8th in the championship so far. However, he was racing a KTM Crossbow 2 weekends ago at the Mugello circuit in reality, and that should be some extra practice for real life racing, just getting the feeling of actually being able to feel the car through your backside as well as through your arms and your feet. And yeah, that's what Enzo Benito has been up to recently, and now he's here today at the virtual version of Road Atlanta for the Griiip G1. Well, I wouldn't say virtual series because this isn't the Griiip G1 series, virtual series. This is the main series, but a virtual race from that series. Hello to everyone joining us in the YouTube or the Facebook streams here today. We're live on both YouTube and Facebook. I don't think we're live on Twitch, but feel free to correct me on that if I'm wrong. Kevin Siggy says, let's see how close Yaron's going to be to Enzo. Well, at the minute, it's over half a second per lap. But yeah, good to see you here, and Enzo, or Kevin, sorry, Kevin, my goodness. And congratulations on your Griiip G1 Virtual Championship recently. Kevin, of course, will be testing the car at Verano, the real-life Griiip G1 car in, well, I don't believe a date's been set, but before long, I should imagine. And yeah, that is going to be fantastic. Red L Griiip also joining us today, saying Forza Raga. Yeah, good to see you here too, Redel, and we hope you're in. We'll hope you'll enjoy the stream. Who's watching on the Facebook stream? Let's have a little peer into that. Joseph, sorry. Wengier, or is that Vengier? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Saying alive and kicking, jolly good, and also good to see Albano Matos here. Relation to Miguel Matos? I should think so, seeing as Miguel's watching here today. And yeah, hello to everyone else who may be watching us. And yeah, feel free to leave YouTube or Facebook comments as the sessions progress. I will be reading out as many as I can, as many as I can, and I will try not to miss any. So yeah, just over half a minute. Sorry, not half a minute. I read that completely wrong. Just over 5 minutes to go in the official practice session so far. Yaron Stern has just been better than his lap. He's improved on his time and gone to a 1:18.558. Still just under. Well, he's now under half a second behind Benito, but only just. The gap is 0.483. Still, Benito absolutely running away with this, but this is only practice, I should remind you. And then it's Yaron Stern and Davide De Lara in third place. Drivers just completing laps. Slight improvement for Miguel Matos there, but not getting himself that much closer to the back of the field just yet. He's a couple of seconds off as it stands. But again, still some time to go. Constantino Peroni appears to be taking a good chunk off his lap. He's currently 8th. This looks set for about 6th. He's just coming down the back straight as we currently stand towards the chicane, and he's going about 6/10 quicker than his lap at the minute. If he keeps this up, he might even be on to challenge for 5th. I'm not sure he'll quite be that quick, but yeah, Peroni just coming through the last couple of corners now to set up for another lap, and his lap time is a 1:20.263. Only just misses out on Cosimo Papi in 6th place, so that was close. But yeah, he just about misses out, but does demote Massimo Paganini to go up into 7th position as it currently stands. 9 drivers on track at the minute. We were hoping for 11, so hopefully someone else is going to join us before the end of this session. I'm not entirely sure if they will, but yeah, still, I've seen very competitive races, very exciting races with far fewer drivers than this. One of my favourite races of all time to commentate was the first Griiip G1 Series race I've ever commentated on. It was a practice race, a non-championship race, and there were only 6 drivers in that. And yeah, it still turned out to be a fantastic, very unpredictable race. Meanwhile, Constantino Peroni has really found some lap time. As I said, he pulled about 7/10 of his best previous time, and now he's going to find another half a second. So this will undoubtedly put him up to 5th place. Through the final corner he goes, and Constantino Peroni, going 3/10 up, does go up to 5th, as I suggested. And demutes Salvatore Liotti and Cosimo Papi as it stands. Again though, still only practice. No official changes of order in this session. It's not going to decide the grid order for the official race, and it's not going to affect the championship directly. Miguel Matos coming out the final corner now to pull 0.8 of a second off his lap and get closer to the back of Paganini, but he's still just under a second off Paganini. Matos struggling a bit today so far, but a decent improvement there. Maybe just a lack of practice for Miguel Matos. And other drivers continue to put laps in. Cosimo Papi intends to get back at Salvatore Liotti as he comes out of the final corner and crosses the line to improve his lap, but he's still just under 0.3 of a second off Liotti as it stands. But yeah, Liotti's still in 6th position. Other drivers improving on their laps. Yaron Stern set a quicker lap a couple of tours ago. It's a 1:18.435 that Stern set, and that, well, it's still over 0.3 of a second off Benito, but under 0.4 of a second now. So an improvement is an improvement, and he gets slightly closer. Whoa! I've just seen 2 cars spinning on the YouTube stream. You would have seen that a couple of seconds ago, but my view was delayed there, and that would have been Matos and someone else who I think may have been Peroni. No, I think maybe Yaron Stern. It was Stern. Ignore me. Cosmo Papi appears to be taking another 0.2 of a second off his lap, as we have just half a minute remaining in this practice session, and then we will see what they can do in the official qualifying session, the 10-minute qualifying session, which will decide the grid. And Papi jumps to 5th. Oh, and he's been demoted there by Salvatore Liotti. So Papi did jump to 5th ahead of Peroni, but Liotti has just demoted both of them to go up to 5th himself. Oh, as Papi spins across the road. Anyway, the checkered flag is being readied for this practice session. Not much time left to go, and checkered flag is out, meaning the drivers do not have many more opportunities to improve. And then we will head into a 10-minute qualifying session and see how they will line up for the 10-minute race. Let's talk a bit about the Griiip G1 car. It's a car that only debuted last year, sorry, with its inaugural Griiip G1 series. It's between, in terms of performance, it's between a Formula 3 and a Formula 4 car. Its top speed is roughly 140 miles per hour. It has an Aprilia V6 engine. Sorry, straight 6. Ignore me. And 201 horsepower. So effectively a motorbike engine, but when it reaches the corners you forget about that, because it just corners like a fly. Meanwhile, I got the engine specs wrong. It is not a straight 6, it is an RSV4 1000cc engine. So excuse me for that. 6-speed sequential gearbox, and of course the car designed entirely by Griiip. Slicks and wings, single-seater, very retro looking, but also very modern. And yeah, fantastic car to go racing in. I would love, absolutely love to test one of these at some point. But whatever the case, just under 1.5 minutes to go now until the start of the official 10-minute qualifying session. And excuse me, I just got a bit distracted by something. We are live on both YouTube and Facebook. As I said before, make sure you leave comments if you want to point anything out, or just generally say hello. For this first round of the Griiip G1 series, the first virtual round of the Griiip G1 series of 2019. Just to explain how that works, actually, we have a full championship of 14 rounds. However, half of those rounds are going to be taking place on real circuits, and half of those on virtual circuits, which is a brand new concept, something that we have not seen before in any racing series, and it's something that I'm expecting to see far more in the near future. Something that I'm surprised we haven't seen before, and something that I'm looking forward to seeing in action. And it means, of course, that the drivers have to be very versatile. They have to get used to not just racing the car in real life and feeling the forces through their neck and through their backside, but also through they have to get used to racing on a simulator, and not having that same physical feedback, but having to feel it through their wheel mainly, and their feet. And I'm honoured to be able to talk you through it. It's a fantastic league. I love the Griiip G1 series. And with our Griiip G1 Virtual Series Season 2 coming up later on this year, there's no real better time to do this on the Assetto Corsa platform. Meanwhile, the first couple of cars are out on on their qualifying outlaps, and it looks as if it's going to be Enzo Benito who's going to start our very first qualifying lap. Let's ride on board with him actually as he starts this this first qualifying lap here today at the Road Atlanta circuit in America, in Atlanta, surprisingly enough. Through the final corner, it's important to get a good exit as you run out to the outside. Now, watch for the apex. Try to hit it around about the middle, although relatively late through turn 1. Then it's up onto the curbs for 2, 3, and 4. Benito got slightly off the line there. He's that's not going to be his best couple of S-bends. Oh, as he jumps across the inside curve, and that forced him onto the outside there. A little bit of corner cutting, but should get away with it. Through the... oh, he's off! In fact, Benito there had a twitch mid-corner, and that's going to have ruined his lap. So a big slide over the grass from Enzo Benito. And his first flying lap is certainly not going to be his best. And it's not going to be a great one either. He may well continue this lap just to put a banker lap in and get ready for another flying lap, which he may be setting up for now. The next car through should be Davide Dallara, so we'll see what Dallara can do. He should be quicker on this lap than Benito, unless he made a mistake of his own. Benito through the final corner, dropping off his time, and indeed he was not quicker as a result. Interestingly though, Dallara not quicker either, so Dallara, who I thought was going to go up to the top there, just about missing out on his first flying lap. Now let's see what Enzo Benito can do. Cosmo Papi, third across the line, goes third. It's amazing that Benito can make such a large mistake and still be quicker than so many other drivers. It just shows you what a champion he is. Benito already taking a second off his lap. Here are the corners where he messed up last time around. Keeping it within the lines this time through 6 and 7. And then down the back straight. Decalnar goes to third place. But it's all about Enzo Benito. This is the lap that's going to put him at the top of the order, almost undoubtedly. Purple second sector for Enzo Benito, fastest of anyone. Through the chicane he heads, and Enzo Benito, over the crest of the hill, is going to set his first clean lap here in qualifying. Across the line, and it's a 1:18.049. That's over 1.5 seconds faster than anyone else at this point in time. Enzo Benito absolutely dominant so far, ahead of Davide Dallara. Yaron Stern now goes second with a 1:18.917, and that's over 0.8 of a second off. Decalnar goes third, 1:19.361. But it's all about Enzo Benito as he goes fastest in the first sector again. Again he pushes. And surely this is just for fun at this point, as no one has even got within 0.4 of a second, or sorry, within 0.3 of a second of the lap that he just set all weekend. But continues to push. And of course, it's not over until it's over, so don't discount Yaron Stern or any of his rivals just yet. But I must say, you'd be pretty foolish to bet against Enzo Benito taking pole position here. Benito through the final corner again. This is going to be an improvement, and he's the first driver into the 117s. It's a 1:17.995 for Enzo Benito. Incredible lap. Fastest of the day so far, and I don't see anyone beating that. Incredible. Davide Dallara goes back up into third position. And as we're past the halfway point in the session, it's Benito, Stern, Dallara, Na, Papi, Liotti, Paganini, Matos and Peroni. The 9 drivers in order, although looking at the times, I don't think that Peroni set a fast lap yet. Peroni can definitely go seconds quicker than that. And he's proven that now as he's about to complete his first flying lap out of the final corner, almost 5 seconds up. Goes 7th. So Peroni, Demoots, Paganini and Matos, although Matos is taking 0.6 of a second out of his own lap in his quest not to qualify last. He needs to... Oh, he's spun! And is he going to connect with the wall? Yes, he does! And he needs to get that car running again and get it back to the pits if he wants another chance at a lap. But yeah, big spin for Miguel Matos as he connected with the barrier. But he continues on his way, excuse me. Ooh, quick first sector for Constantino Peroni, but he had a little twitch there on the exit of turn 6. So, turn 7, sorry. So Peroni's lap's been pretty ruined there. Definitely could have gone quicker though. Massimo Paganini is in danger of demooting him actually there for 7th, as Paganini himself appears to be taking about 8/10 out of his own lap. Meanwhile, Yaron Stern going 2/10 up. So in his fight for 2nd, as Paganini throws away his lap, sorry. But yeah, let's look back to Yaron Stern. In his fight for 2nd, to be best of the rest effectively behind Enzo Benito. Heading down the back straight, his first sector was about 2/10 off Benito, but about 1/10 faster than he's done in the past. In the second sector, he's still 2/10 up, despite not quite doing a quicker second sector than his best. Over the crest, through the final couple of corners, and this is going to be an improvement for Yaron Stern. Across the line, and Yaron Stern does a 118.673. We've seen from practice he can go 2/10 quicker than that. But in fact, I've said that Benito has a massive gap to his opponents, which indeed he does, but Stern himself actually has a pretty decent gap over Davide Dallara of 0.6 of a second, as near as makes no difference. So the order up front very clearly Benito followed by Stern, but then we do have a battle for 3rd between Dallara and Na as it stands. Kevin Siggy says, I'm only going to be amused when Benito does a 17.7. To be honest, I wouldn't entirely put it past him, but actually Benito is in the pit lane and will not set another lap in this session, as he's not on track and he doesn't have time to get out there to set another one. Hello as well to Vasily Shbraga, who tags someone else in that. So yeah, good to see Vasily here today. Meanwhile, the session is drawing to a close. Yaron Stern goes on to his final flying lap. Let's watch this as he heads up the hill. He's got the Estes to encounter next. It's left, right. Oh, he got over the curve a bit there, a bit more than he would have liked. He's 2/10 down, and that may well ruin his lap. In fact, it has done. So let's switch now to Constantino Peroni. And Peroni is in a fight for 5th between him and Cosimo Papi. Through the final corner comes Peroni, and he is going to temporarily demote Papi. Goes to 5th, there he goes. But Papi himself is improving his lap by about 0.2 of a second, and may well go straight back past Peroni. It's going to be close for 5th place. Papi through the final corner. It looks as if he's going to do it, and Cosimo Papi does go back up to 5th, ahead of Constantino Peroni. A good performance there on his final flying lap. And that may well be it for this qualifying session, except I don't think it's going to be, because championship leader Salvatore Liotti is going 9/10 quicker than his best. And this is a massive improvement. This may put him up to 5th. So Salvatore Liotti, who would be disappointed with 7th, coming through the final couple of corners. Final corner now. And crossing the line and goes 5th. Still not a great performance for Liotti compared to what he did in real life at Cremona. He will be pretty disappointed with 5th place, I should imagine. And may need some more simulator practice. But whatever the case, at the end of qualifying, Enzo Benito has taken pole position by over 0.6 of a second from Yaron Stern. Then it's Davide Dallara, Deckel Na, Salvatore Liotti, Cosmo Papi, Constantino Peroni, Massimo Paganini, and then Miguel Matos, the 9 drivers who set laps in this first virtual race of the Griiip G1 series of 2019. But do not go anywhere, because the first race of 2 will start in just under a minute and a half's time. So just a minute to go now until the start of the session. But yeah, what a performance there from Enzo Benito. Absolutely untouchable. And well, it's very different racing and qualifying, because to race, Yaron Stern does have an opportunity if he can get past Benito at the start. He only has 10 minutes to hold him off. It's doable. It's tricky with a driver so good as Enzo Benito, but it's doable. And that will be what Enzo Benito will be trying to avoid happening. If he can get a good start to this race and pull away, then he should be pretty much untouchable, unless he makes a mistake. Although, yeah, in racing, anything can happen. Racing is very, very unpredictable, as we've seen time and time again, especially sim racing, especially the Griiip G1 series, especially World Pro Racing.
So we're going for a short commercial break, and we'll be back with you very shortly for the start of this first race.
A really good race, really fun. I managed to reach the 2nd place.
And we're back. We're just like 2 minutes, 15 seconds away from the start of the first race of today. Obviously, stay with us, because there will be the second race following this one. On to you, Caitlin, to continue this commentary of today.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Indeed, we have just 2 minutes to go. And I was just thinking about the circuit, actually, the Road Atlanta circuit. It's one that I never raced at. I've never raced at in my sim racing career, but I've commentated on a couple of times, and it's one that I enjoy every single time. It's got the perfect combination of flowing corners and long straights. Really, really like it. And I've also seen some of my friends racing here, and it tends to be a track where they go well. So yeah, obviously got a soft spot for this circuit. Main talking points: Enzo Benito topping the session by over 6/10. Brilliant qualifying from him. And Yaron Stern a long way ahead of the rest of the field as well. Although nothing to say about Enzo Benito. And Salvatore Liotti didn't have the best qualifying session compared to how he did in real life. So Liotti will be hoping to make up some ground in the race as well. Dean Velas is hoping for a tight race between Yaron and Enzo. It's definitely doable. Yaron will be hoping to get ahead of Enzo at the start. That's his main chance in this race. And Kevin Siggy says the start should be good, as I've just commented that. Hello as well to Gil Zeke, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who gives us a laughing face emoji. So yeah, good to see you're enjoying this, and we hope you continue to enjoy it through. So to run you through the grid again, it's Benito from Stern, Dallara, Na, Liotti, Papi, Peroni, Paganini, and Matos. And now we watch for the lights as we get them all on, and when they go out, we will be underway. Go! Away we go! The race has begun, and it's a great start from Yaron Stern. Stern takes the lead on the inside. Benito drops back. What can Dallara do? He's not close enough. Yaron Stern leads into turn 1. Enzo Benito is in second place. Then it's Dallara and Nar, and Nar is coming under attack from Liotti, who goes to the outside into the S's, but has to back off to avoid contact. Oh, someone's off on the outside, and in fact 2 cars off. Liotti's one of them. Our championship leader's off, and Dakel Nar is also off. So Liotti and Nar have presumably made contact, and Liotti's struggling to find the track, but he's back on in fact as also off now. Another car facing backwards, and we're side by side for the lead, and Benito takes it back on the outside. Enzo Benito leads this race, and Yaron Stern's coming back at him. Stern back up the inside. I thought it was absolutely over there, but Stern was not going to let him through there. He defended sternly, and back through he went into the lead of this race. I'm not entirely sure who that other spinner was. Whoa, it was Cosmo Papi, who did a full 360-degree spin. Excuse me, I only noticed that late. After launching over the curb. We're side by side for the lead again. That's Benito going to the outside of Stern, and can he make the corner? Only just. Oh my goodness, I thought they were going to make contact there. Stern holding it on the outside. They're still side by side as they crest the hill. That's Stern on the left as he would see it. Benito on the right. Benito will have the inside as they go towards the turn 1. And Enzo Benito has taken the lead on the second lap of the race. Can Stern come back at him towards the S as he tries? And look at Dallara, who's right there with them, and Stern, my goodness, does manage to get back ahead of Peroni. Can he, Benito, sorry, can he hold it? It's going to be close through turn 5. Benito has the line, Benito has the position. Fantastic racing, but remember, this is where Stern came back at him a lap ago, down towards turn 6 and 7. But he's not close enough, so Benito leads this race, followed by Stern and Dallara. No, it's Peroni up into 3rd place. So Peroni 3rd, Dallara down to 4th. Those two are actually teammates, and they've swapped places there at the... What is that? Constantine Peroni. It is the Not Only Motorsport team. I presume they do Not Only Motorsport. They are side by side now as they head down the straight. And Stern takes a look at Benito again. So obviously the lead fight is not done quite yet, as Dallara takes 3rd place back. But yeah, Stern not quite done with Benito. He's sticking in his wheel tracks, in his slipstream. The gap is less than 0.3 of a second as they cross the start-finish line. And he's right on his gearbox. So after the first 2 laps of racing, it's Benito, Stern, Dallara, Peroni, Paganini, Na, Matos, Papi, Liotti. Who would have thought a championship leader last place, although attacking Papi. And still the leaders fight as Dallara and Peroni. I presume that they'd swap positions tactically, but that doesn't appear to be the case, as they've been fighting all the way through the last lap, and they're still fighting now. Is this the chance for Benito to start pulling away from Stern? Or can Stern use this next straight to slipstream his way back up to the tail of Enzo Benito's car? Here he comes, although still a little way too far back. What about third place? That appears pretty stationary. Not literally, they're not stopped on track, but yeah, pretty stagnant's the word there as they go down the second, or the back straight. And now towards the start-finish line again, we'll see what the gap between the leaders is. It appears to have opened out a bit, and it's just 0.6 of a second, so still very, very close. It's still definitely a lead fight, but Benito may be just starting to edge away, or maybe Stern is just dropping back a little bit in order to regroup and go at him again. Meanwhile, Liotti attacks Papi for 7th on his recovery drive, but can't quite make a move into turn 1. This is going to be affecting his championship. Miguel Matos has dropped to the back on that last lap, so maybe made a mistake. He's lost about 9 seconds. So yeah, Matos struggling. And Papi and Liotti both passed him, and Liotti's lost it! Liotti's in the grass! Oh my goodness, our championship leader having a dreadful time of it here today. Salvatore Liotti almost spinning it around. It was a good save, but he will lose a lot of time from that. Meanwhile, Decalnar slipstreaming Massimo Paganini. That's for 5th position, although not quite getting close enough to him just yet. Stern! Oh my word, Stern had a big slide. That was worrying, but Stern as well holding it. And, well, he did lose 2 seconds though, so the gap for the lead now over 2 seconds. 2.111 to be precise. And that looks to be over for now. I'm mainly interested in the battle for 5th position between Paganini and Na. Similarly liveried cars. I'm not sure if they're teammates. Paganini racing for Paganini car and Na racing for G1 Force, so they're not teammates, but they do have similar liveries. And that's the fight for 5th and 6th positions at this point in the race. I'm also interested to see if Liotti can make his way back up through the field at all, but he is not catching Papi with any considerable rate of knots at this point in time. And that mistake just now just solidified that. This will be Na's chance as they head down the back straight. And he takes a look to the inside, or what will be the inside when they get to the chicane. Decalnar slipstreaming his way past the 68 of Massimo Paganini. And outbraking him. It's all going to be down to who brakes later. And it's Decalnar who takes 5th position. Of course, if Paganini could have braked slightly later than Na, he may well have held it around the outside and had the inside for 10B, but not to be in that case. And Decalnar takes the position, 5th place. The Israeli driver passing the Italian. Of course, the majority of this grid is Italian, with Benito, Dallara, Pironi, Paganini, Liotti, and Papi. 6 drivers all representing Italy, but we do also have 2 Israeli drivers, Joran Stern and Decalnar, and 1 Portuguese driver, Miguel Matos, right at the back. Down the back straight, can Paganini do anything? Oh, well, no he can't because he's spun, so Paganini spins and loses places to Liotti and Papi. I was going to say maybe he can get back at Na, but unfortunately he spun it away. And I think you may have caught that on the broadcast. I just wasn't looking at the broadcast at the time. Indeed, he got over the curb and just looped the car around. So Paganini, I'm afraid, dropping several positions. He lost a place to Na last time round, and now he's lost places to Liotti and Papi as well. As we head now onto the penultimate lap of the race. Just one more after this one. And it's Benito leading from Stern, Dallara, Pironi, Na, Paganini, Liotti, Papi and Matos. Excuse me, I should have put Liotti and Papi ahead of Paganini. It's just that it hadn't updated after Paganini's spin. And that's how they stand at this point in time. Davide Dallara has been closing in. No, he hasn't, excuse me. He's been dropping back from Yaron Stern. I thought he'd been closing in, but I was looking at the wrong graphic. Big spin for Miguel Matos. He's been having a pretty bad race, and that's just going to add insult to injury there through the S's. But still, we continue to be led by Enzo Benito. He's had a real control over this race. He's had the best qualifying pace and the best race pace, and he's about to catch and lap another driver. And that, a little bit confused as to who that is, actually. I thought I saw someone up ahead, but I may have been looking at Benito from on board Yaron Stern. Yeah, indeed, I think I was. Final lap of the race now, and Benito has been dominant. It's not every race where you can say you built up a margin of approximately a second per 3 minutes. Sorry, per 4 minutes, wow. No, but built up 4 minutes in 4 seconds in 10 minutes. Work it out yourself. I'm sorry. Indeed, the timer has now ticked 0, so it has been confirmed as the final lap, as we already knew it would be. And as they head down the back straight, Benito only has one more sector between him and his first win of the year. Enzo Benito, an F1 Esports champion, oh, he's off! Enzo Benito's off on the last lap! Oh my word, that was almost a dramatic loss. He's managed to keep it on the road, and Enzo Benito does manage to win. Oh my word, that got the heart racing. Wow, Enzo Benito, a big slide off into the grass on the final lap of the race, wins anyway. Yaron Stern is second, Davide Dallara is third, then it's Peroni fourth, Nah fifth, and Liotti is going to be sixth. But Enzo Benito, my goodness, right as I was complimenting his race, saying how he hadn't put a foot wrong, he almost scares the life out of all of his fans, sliding off into the grass, very nearly throwing it away. And what a dramatic finish to the first of 2 races here today. Liotti is 6th, and he's going to be disappointed with that. He could have done much better without that spin. Papi is 7th, Paganini is 8th. And we're just waiting for our final finish, who's going to be Miguel Matos in 9th position. But yeah, what a race that was. We saw a fantastic race between Benito and Stern in the first couple of laps. And then Benito started pulling away, almost threw it away on the last lap. But managed to keep control and win the first race of 2. Don't go anywhere. We have another qualifying session coming up, followed by another 10-minute race. Yeah, what a race that was. My goodness.
So we're going now for a short break, like 10-minute break, and we'll be back with the second qualifying session and second race of today.
A really good race, really fun. I managed to reach the second place.
For me, the G1 series is really how racing should be done. It's the best place to race professionally, but still keeping close control over the costs.
Driving the G1 is amazing because it's a really powerful car. It's really easy to drive, so you feel immediately connected with the car.
La macchina G1 è una macchina estremamente competitiva, anche messa a confronto con le altre categorie, più veloci di un Formula Renault e di un Formula 4.
The braking performance is amazing as well. It's a really good car. I enjoy driving it.
The technologies that Griiip provides me is what makes the series so special. I can access all my data at all times.
And I can also compare the data to other drivers, so I can find my weak points, but also my strong points, and you can improve a lot on the track.
Un'altra tecnologia estremamente importante e innovativa è quella relativa alla visibilità, in cui i fan non solo possono seguire la gara live, ma possono seguire il loro pilota preferito grazie ai camera car, grazie alle videocamere che sono installate su ogni vettura.
One of the most unique things in the G1 series is the virtual races.
For every race, we actually race in the same track with the same drivers. When we get to the track, we can get the best out of it.
It's the only series that combines both virtual races and real races in the scoring system.
La G1 Series è un campionato estremamente interessante per tutti quei piloti che vogliono passare dal karting alla monoposto.
For the cost of a karting season, the G1 Series is one of the best places to improve my formula skills before moving on to next levels.
It was truly an amazing year and I just can't wait for next season.
It took 5 days to get client feedback. Now James only has 5 hours until launch. With Fiverr, it only took him 5 minutes to find Stephanie. Fiverr. Connect to a freelancer in under 5 minutes.
And we're back now for this second race of today, actually second qualifying of the day and second race of the day, together with us, Caitlin Penny.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much. We are back for race 2. Qualifying 2 first, though, to decide the grid for race 2. And the drivers have just exited the pits for that. So I'm going to keep an eye out for who is going to be the first driver to start a flying lap. But yeah, the talking points from race 1, Enzo Benito absolutely flying away from the field and winning by quite a significant margin despite a hairy moment on the last lap. And the winning margin in the end was roughly, I think, about 2 seconds. But yeah, whatever the case, Enzo Benito winning that quite considerably, with Yaron Stern second and Davide Dallara rounding out the podium. And then, of course, we had the fact that our championship leader coming into this round, Salvatore Liotti, didn't have the best of races. He was spun off on the first lap. In fact, I'm going to have a look back at the incident on the first lap and see if I can spot exactly what happened. But whatever the case, Liotti ended up getting pitched off with someone else. And a couple of drivers ended up having much worse races than they would have liked. And it looks to me on replay, and don't take my word for it because I'm not a steward, and the stewards will decide it later, but it looks to me as if Liotti just ploughed into the back of whoever that was in front of him. Would have been Decolnat. But yeah, I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that later, and I don't want to apportion blame onto anyone just yet. But anyway, in qualifying here, we have Enzo Benito currently on his first flying lap. He's going fastest of anyone so far, unsurprisingly. And he's just on the back straight as it stands. So Enzo Benito are, well, I'm not sure if he's leading the championship yet. I don't think he is quite, but definitely the quickest simulator racing driver here today, leading us around and about to set what looks to be a typical Enzo Benito style lap. Here he comes through the final couple of corners, and this should be in the 118s, the low 118s. Across the line, 118.469. Ah, come on, Enzo, you can do better than that. Half a second better, to be precise. Yaron Stern goes second, 118.907 as it stands. And Davide Dallara is the other driver who's currently set a lap with a 119.180. So we're currently 1, 2, 3 in the order that they finished in race 1. In fact, the podium of race 1 are the only drivers who have set laps so far. That's just ended as other drivers have started setting laps too, but still those top 3 remain steadfast. And Enzo Benito is already going quicker, talking about fast, already going quicker than his best in the first sector, 3/10 up in fact. And a purple first sector, fastest of anyone so far. As expected, down the back straight he goes, over the crest of the hill. Hello to everyone just tuning in now. We've had one race already today, won by Enzo Benito. And we have one more to come up just after the second qualifying session. Hello to Adrian Thompson saying, looks like you've been keeping busy. Yeah, we've had a busy day. But let's have a look back now to Enzo Benito as he set not only the fastest first sector for anyone, but the fastest second as well. Through the final corner, 118.063. Not as quick as his first qualifying lap, but it's still top. And still by over 0.8 of a second as it stands. And we know that the drivers up the front of the field can all go faster than their personal best so far. So Benito, Stern, Dallara. Paganini crosses the line to go 0.6 faster than his best, but immediately gets defeated by Peroni. So Peroni goes up to 4th, Papi goes up to 5th. And more laps continue to be set. Liotti and Nara are both on their first flying laps, in fact. Nara ahead out of the two of them, just coming through the final couple of corners on this lap. And Decolnat, who could have done much better in race 1, if he hadn't been involved in that incident on lap 1 of the race. Comes through the final corner and crosses line to set 4th fastest time. Now back to Enzo Benito, because Benito's gone purple in the second sector again. Slight twitch coming through 10B though, and this may not be quicker as he crests the hill. It's going to be down so far from Enzo Benito, as Davide Dallara was going to go quicker, but he's in the wall. Is that session over for Davide Dallara, or will he be able to get the car running again? Oh, it's session over. Okay, so he goes back to the pits. And it looks as if he might be about to exit the pits again, and I didn't think you were allowed to do that. As far as I know, you're not allowed to do that, but anyway, Davide Dallara goes into the wall and then goes back out on track. Cosmo Papi jumps up to 4th in the order as it stands. Still waiting for Salvatore Liotti to set his first flying lap. He is currently in turns 6 and 7. And heading onto the back straight, taking a bit too much curb there, more curb than he would have liked. And down the back straight he goes towards 10A and 10B. Interestingly, the straight is actually classed as 2 corners because, you know, heck it, the S's don't count, but the straight does. Through the chicane and towards the final couple of corners of the lap. It's difficult to tell how quick it's going to be, and into the pits he comes. So Liotti, struggling at this point in time, maybe about to put on a new set of tyres and then aim for a quicker time. But yeah, needs to get out there quickly because we have just over 3 minutes remaining in this session. And that means that there aren't many more opportunities for drivers to go quicker. Dekel Na, 2/10 up on his lap as he comes down the back straight. He's currently 5th. He's aiming at 4th. Gets a slipstream there. Nice slipstream from not Dallara, but Peroni. And it looks as if Na's going to take about 1/10 of a second off his lap as he goes over the crest of the hill and through the final corner. And Dekel Na is going to 5th. There we go. So it's 5th place for Na. So 4th place, sorry. He's demoted Papi. So 4th for Na. He's got a car right on his tail there. He needs to get out of the way of. That's Peroni. Well, he doesn't need to get out of the way of him, and there's contact. And they both go off in the S's. And Peroni will be a little bit annoyed at that. It looked to me as if Na was getting out of the way, but he didn't need to because they were both on time laps, and Peroni just got a little bit impatient there and got into the back of Na. Poor track positioning, if you ask me. He really should have backed off towards the end of the lap to make sure that he wasn't going to get caught out by a car right in front of him as he went on to the next lap. But anyway, they ended up making contact and both going off. Miguel Matos about to take 8/10 of a second off his lap. No, he's not, because he's about to spin. There he goes over the grass. And the drivers I'm most interested in the session, probably Cosmo Papi. Can he take? Can he get out of the? Actually, no, he doesn't have time. So, wait, no, he is on track, setting up for a lap. Ignore me. So, yeah, the reason I'm interested in Papi's time is because he's only just over over 1/10 of a second, sorry, of Dekel Na in 4th place. They're some of the closest drivers on track. And Na versus Papi, definitely a fight that could still yield. Whoa! Papi turned into the corner there, but didn't see Dallara there until it was almost too late. Good avoidance from him. And he's going to be hampered here, seeing as he's got Yaron Stern on his left-hand side, and Stern's going into the wall. Whoa! Massive jump over the grass. And into the wall goes Yaron Stern. He's got a whole lap to get back, so Stern will not be able to set another qualifying lap. And on to another time go both Papi, sorry, although he is 2/10 down on his best so far. Meanwhile, Peroni's going about a tenth up down the straight, although this I don't think will put him in a better position. And Salvatore Liotti may be about to finally set his first flying lap in the session, which he hasn't managed to do quite yet. So Constantino Peroni through the chicane. In fact, he may challenge Papiet. No, that's thrown it. Big twitch, and he's abandoned the lap. What about Liotti? Currently last due to not setting a timed lap. But setting relatively quick sectors in both of the first two. This should put him. I actually have no idea where this is going to put him, but we'll see anyway. As he comes now through the turn 11 and 12 section. And crosses the line to go 7th. And that is the lot. It's going to be Enzo Benito who takes 2 poles out of 2. Over half a second ahead of Yaron Stern. Almost 6/10 ahead. It's a very, very quick lap and a dominant performance just as it was in Q1. Benito's on pole, followed by Stern, Dallara, Na, Papi, Peroni, Liotti, Paganini and Matos. So the top 3 finishers from race 1 are going to be starting in their finishing order at the start of race 2. And that's how they're going to line up. So definitely watch for Stern as he got the best start last time out. Definitely watch for Liotti as he will be desperately hunting down a top 5 or top 4 finish. Definitely watch out for Benito because we've seen how furiously quick he is. And also, what can Davide Dallara throw into the mix? Find out in just a couple of minutes' time. I believe we're going for an advert break, and then we will be right back for the Griiip G1 series, the first virtual race of the championship from Road Atlanta for the Griiip G1 series 2019, presented by Fiverr.
A really good race, really fun. I managed to reach the 2nd place.
For me, the G1 series is really how racing should be done. It's the best place to race professionally, but still keeping close control over the costs.
Driving the G1 is amazing because it's a really powerful car. It's really easy to drive, so you feel immediately connected with the car.
La macchina G1 è una macchina estremamente competitiva, anche messa a confronto con le altre categorie, più veloci di un Formula Renault e di un Formula 4.
The braking performance is amazing as well. It's a really good car. I enjoy driving it.
The technologies that Griiip provides me is what makes the series so special. I can access all my data at all times.
And I can also compare the data to other drivers, so I can find my weak points, but also my strong points, and you can improve a lot on the track.
L'altra tecnologia estremamente importante e innovativa è quella relativa alla visibilità, in cui i fan non solo possono seguire la gara live, ma possono seguire il loro pilota preferito grazie ai camera car, grazie alle videocamere che sono installate su ogni vettura.
One of the most unique things in the G1 series is the virtual races.
For every race, we actually race in the same track with the same drivers. When we get to the track, we can get the best out of it.
It's the only series that combines both virtual races and real races in the scoring system.
La G1 Series è un campionato estremamente interessante per tutti quei piloti che vogliono passare dal karting alla monoposto.
For the cost of a karting season, the G1 Series is one of the best places to improve my formula skills before moving on to next levels.
It was truly an amazing year and I just can't wait for next season.
And we're back here with World Pro Racing and Griiip G1 Series for this second race of today. With us today, Caitlin Penny.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Welcome back, everyone, to the second race of the day. We've just seen the second qualifying of the day, and it's Enzo Benito, who once again has been the class of the field with a very, very quick lap time, over half a second quicker than anyone else. And at the track as short as Road Atlanta, that is a dominant performance. And Enzo Benito has absolutely run away with it. He is a world-class driver, F1 Esports champion, and also Griiip G1 Series driver and KTM Expo racer. Just 23 years old and from Italy, car number 17. 40 seconds to go now until the start of the race, so let's talk you through the grid again. It's Benito leading from Stern, who will be on the right-hand side, and then it's going to be Dallara, Nar, Papi, Peroni, Liotti, Paganini, and Matos. 9 drivers for just a 10-minute race. Watch for the lights. When they come on, you'll hear the revs rise. And when they go out, we'll be racing here live on both Facebook and YouTube. Here we go. Here come the lights. And it's go. It was a relatively long hold, but away we go. And, well, Benito's got a much better start than he did last time. He's taken the lead. Stern looking to the inside as they head towards turn 1, and Benito's had to give him room. Benito does give him room. Stern alongside him to the right-hand side, and there's contact, and Stern very nearly goes over the grass and does spin. Stern spins, Dallara gets into him, and Benito leads the race. Stern is facing backwards, hits the wall, manages to recover to the track, but yeah, that's gutting for Yaron Stern. Someone else is often facing backwards, and that's Dekel Nar again for the second race in a row. Oh, Matos is spinning, Matos is in the wall, and it's chaos on the first lap here at Road Atlanta, race 2. Benito doesn't lead. Davide Dallara leads the race. My goodness. Davide Dallara is in the lead, and I did not see when that happened. It probably happened in the carnage at the start. Benito is second, and then it will be... No, Constantino Peroni is second. My goodness, the order is far more confusing than I thought it was going to be. I'll update you on what the actual official order is at the end of this lap, but I believe it's Liotti in third, Papi fourth, Benito fifth. My goodness, what carnage we've seen on the first lap of the race here. And that was all triggered by Stern and Benito making slight wheel-to-wheel contact, and then Dallara spearing into Stern, and will allow the stewards to unpiece that at the end of that lap, at the end of the race. But indeed, it's Dallara leading from Peroni, Liotti, Papi, Benito. And then the rest of them are miles behind. So the rest of them have all been involved in incidents. Dekel Nar is 6th, over 10 seconds behind everyone else. Yaron Stern is 7th. Paganini's off again, so Paganini has had another incident. Matos is recovering to the pit lane, so cars further down really badly hampered. Paganini is 8th. Matos is in the pits, so may well be retiring, or may just be dropping a load of places. But yeah, what a dramatic opening couple of corners, and now it's all down to who can gain the time back. Enzo Benito, his first target will be who is that? That will be Oh my word, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. That is Cosmo Papi. And he's had to go down the inside. There he goes, outbreaks him. A nice move, and through he's gone. That's worked. And that is through into 4th position. So, I have actually just lost my screen. That's why I'm not being able to commentate much. I will do my best to get it back very quickly. But yeah, whatever the case, I believe we're still in the same order. I actually do have a bit of a problem here. Adrian, if you could maybe help me out for a couple of seconds, that'd be fantastic, seeing as I can't actually see what's going on. But yeah, very unfortunate first couple of laps of the race. And, well, the person who really benefited from that was Davide Dallara. Sorry about that, everyone. We're back. Just had to sort something out, but the race continues. And still we have Davide Dallara, who is now leading from Enzo Benito. So Benito is up to 2nd. Then it's Papi, Peroni, Liotti, Na, Stern, and 2 retirements, Paganini and Matos. So only 7 cars remaining in this race. It's been a little bit accident-packed, especially with that dramatic start. And Benito has a whole 3 seconds to find if he wants to catch Davide Dallara towards the end of this race. What a dramatic start we had, and it continues to affect this race as Benito is over 2.5 seconds behind Davide Dallara. Meanwhile, Papi and Peroni fight over 3rd and 4th positions. And that's the last step on the podium, of course. Yaron Stern's been struggling to make up time. I'm wondering whether he's got slight damage down there, actually, because he has been struggling to make up time to the rest of the pack. Didn't see quite what happened to Liotti. He was 3rd after the first lap of the race, but has dropped now down to 5th. Peroni, meanwhile, in the slipstream of Papi down the back straight over that final podium position. 3rd and 4th place, and separated by less than a second, so definitely in slipstream range. And Papi doesn't get the best exit to that chicane there. Through the final corner they go, and across the start-finish line, and the gap that time just about 0.7 of a second. We're still very, very close. Gap for the lead, 2.8. I don't think it's coming down quick enough. Unless Dallara makes a mistake, this should go his way. But we've seen how easy it is to make a mistake in this car, in this race. Benito very nearly threw it away last time. As Peroni continues to hunt Papi. And he's going to get another opportunity as they head onto the back straight. Doesn't appear to be quite close enough, but he will be getting a distant tow. No doubt about it. And all it takes is for Papi to get one bad exit. And, well, talking of bad exits, sorry. Pironi didn't get the best exit to that last corner there. And Papi looks as if he's going to be pulling away slightly, especially towards the end of the straight. Although still, within a second, you can't discount Pironi for a short podium just yet. This is where Papi made a slight mistake last time out. And Pironi is definitely faster through that chicane than Papi. We've seen that the last couple of laps. So Papi and Pironi continue to fight, and Pironi took about 0.2 of a second out of him on that lap. Penultimate lap of the race. Gap for the lead, 2.2 seconds. Gap for third, sorry, half a second. And it's still anyone's game for that that third position there. All Davide Dallara needs to do to keep the victory, as Pironi gets very sideways, sorry. All Dallara has to do to keep the victory is just keep it clean and make sure he doesn't make any silly errors. Pironi there very nearly threw away his 4th place, got very sideways through turn 5, but managed to keep control of the car and hold it on the road. Papi's got a poor exit to turn 7 with Pironi hunting him down the back straight, less than half a second. He's going to be getting a decent slipstream. I wasn't expecting that at the start of this lap after Pironi's mistake, but then Papi made another mistake, and Pironi will be kicking himself a bit, because if he hadn't made his mistake, he would be right in attacking range of Papi. And look how close they are now as we head on to the final lap of the race. Papi and Pironi properly going at it over 3rd place on the final lap. Pironi takes a look to the inside. Papi defends. Oh my word. No room to the inside just yet. Pironi knows it. Doesn't do anything silly. No stupid dives. And on the final lap, it's Dallara, Benito, Papi, Pironi, Liotti, Stern, and Na. Still the 7 drivers remaining in this race. And here comes Pironi on Papi. And he's through. Papi made a mistake. Pironi's gone through to 3rd on the final lap of the race. Meanwhile, Benito's caught Dallara. Benito's caught Dallara in the last lap. They're right at it. They're right together going down the back straight. Just half a second separates them. And this is going to come down to the wire. Towards the braking zone, Benito won't be close enough for a lunge. But, oh my word, he gets 2 wheels up in the air over the first curb. He's right with Dallara. But he's not going to be close enough through the final corner. And Davide Dallara just holds off Benito. The gap, 0.296. Meanwhile, Papi's got back at Pironi, and Pironi's made a mistake. So Papi is going to retake 3rd. There he goes. Cosimo Papi, the youngest driver on the grid, 3rd place. And then we have Constantino Pironi 4th. Liotti 5th in his disappointing round. Stern is going to be 6th in an also disappointing round. And then it's going to be Dekal Na, who's going to be 7th place to the opening, in this race after the opening lap skirmish. And yeah, there's going to be several disappointed drivers and several thrilled drivers in this field. Not the least of which is going to be Davide Dallara, who benefited from Benito's troubles to take the lead and go on to win here at Road Atlanta. A fantastic victory for Davide Dallara, and one that he is going to absolutely relish. And yeah, what a fantastic performance from him, and a good recovery drive from Enzo Benito as well as a good podium from Papi, holding off Pironi on the last lap. And I didn't see what happened to Pironi, but it was definitely a little excursion. But don't go anywhere, because we do have a couple of interviews with the winning drivers coming up very, very shortly, and the podium finishers. So do not go anywhere. I'm hoping we can hear from our race 1 victor Enzo Benito, as well as our race 2 victor Davide Dallara, and also maybe our other podium finishers Yaron Stern and Cosmo Papi. I think we may have a little bit of translation to do, but Adrian can cover that for me. And we just wait for the drivers to get back into the box. But yeah, what an unexpected race that was. And we do have our first interviewee here today, our race 1 victor, Enzo Benito. Hello, Enzo.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Ciao. So yeah, Enzo, fantastic. Well, let's start with qualifying, because qualifying came first, and you put your car on first, on pole position by 0.6 of a second. How did you do that?
I'm not sure. I was just driving, to be honest, but yeah, maybe I'm a bit advantage over the other, because I do sim racing since many years. But yeah, no, surprised about Yaring. We had a great first race, first couple of laps. Then I think he did a mistake, and he lost the draft. But yeah, overall it was amazing.
So I suppose one of the main things that we have to concentrate on this league is how it is to go from driving the real car to driving the car in the simulator. How do they stack up against each other?
Well, the fear of crashing the car in the real life is always high, so with your throttle, you're a bit more careful. But yeah, other than that, I think the simulator teach you some basis for the track. So in the end, you can apply those to the real car, and it can work, I think, in a way.
And it certainly worked for you today, with your double podium. Although didn't come without its fair share of scares. You really had to fight Yaron in the first race, and then yeah, we saw that little excursion on the final lap. Don't you think you got away with that? Talk us through it from your point of view.
Yeah, well, I lost a bit of focus on that last lap. Actually, no, it's tricky with the setup, because I keep getting this snap oversteer on the exit of the corner. So yeah, I almost lost it there, but luckily it went the right way. About the second race, I'm not sure what happened. Some chaos there. I think I need to look at the replay, but yeah, that was really unfortunate for Rhiannon. Good job to Davide for taking the victory anyway.
Well, whatever happened, it was a great recovery drive and a very good double podium for you today. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on your win, Enzo. You're a legend.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. See you soon.
No problem. See you later, Enzo. Okay, so next up, let's move from our race 1 victor to our race 2 victor. I believe that we do have Davide Dallara. We do. Ciao, Davide.
Ciao.
So, am I right in thinking that you're one of the drivers we need to translate for, or do you speak English?
I can speak English. Now I try to listen well.
Okay, apologies for not knowing that. Okay, thank you very much. So, Davide, a race 2 victory, and just like Enzo, a double podium. Talk us through how you did it.
Yeah, I was a bit slower than Bonito and Yarin in the qualifying, but you know, we need also luck to win races. So in the first race, it was more quiet. I was third. I had a little fight with my teammate, but everything was good. In the second race, I don't know what happened. I didn't see very well what happened, but I was first, so I tried to do everything good. At the end, I was really afraid of Bonito that was coming near me, but yeah, I won it.
You did, but it was yeah, very, very close finish as well. Yeah, did you make a mistake on the final lap to allow Enzo onto your tail? He was just suddenly there.
Yeah, I did a mistake in the slow corner before the straight line. I blocked the rear wheel, but so yeah, it was the worst moment to do a mistake. But I won, so I'm happy like this.
Well, it was a fantastic performance, and we look forward to seeing you in the future rounds. So, well done for that, Davide, and good luck in the future.
Thank you, bye.
So that was Davide Dallara, race 2 victor, race 1 third place. And we move on now to our other podium finishers. Let's start with P2 in race 1, Yaron Stern. Hello, Yaron. Yaron, do you hear us?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, so we do have Yaron. So, Yaron, P2 in race 1, and you really took it to Enzo in the opening stages there. It was a close fight, but Enzo just got you in the end. Do you think there was anything more you could have done?
Yeah, I had a really good start at the beginning and very nice couple of first laps, but I don't think I could do much other things than that. Enzo has so much more experience on simulator than me and the rest of the field, so it was just, I think, a matter of time until he would overtake me and pull away.
Well, it happened, but you still picked up a really quite nice P2 there, and you were very clearly the second fastest driver all the way through this meeting as well. So yeah, I suppose what does it take to be quick in the Griiip G1?
It's very difficult to say. Sim racing is completely different world and completely different driving than normal racing. So you really need to adapt to the car, build good setup. Obviously, you need to have a good direction in what you're doing, which I'm getting some help from Kevin Siggy, which helps me a little bit with my lines. But still, to get to the level of professional simulator drivers, it's really tough.
Well, you can't go wrong with help from a guy like Kevin, who of course is also a champion in the Griiip G1 car. But anyway, moving on to race 2. Unfortunately, that was a much less happy race than race 1 for you. Talk us through what happened at the start from your point of view.
Yeah, it was a very messy race. Obviously, I had a good run into turn 1 and 2. I managed to keep it close with Enzo. I don't know what happened, but I got a little hit at the back in corner number 2, which pushed me out to the inside to corner number 3, and then on the entry to corner number 3, someone just hit me again at the back and just spun me into the wall. Afterwards, I try to recover as fast as I can, and then I start accelerating again. I didn't see a yellow flag, so I don't know, the alarm didn't pop up on my screen, but Miguel was directly in the middle of the road, and I hit him. After that, the car was just gone, basically, was really destroyed. I tried to catch up as much as I can, but I couldn't really do anything, and I was much slower because of all the damage that I had.
Yikes. Well, still, congratulations on your race 1 podium, and we will see you back in the future. So good luck.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
See you then, Yaron. So that was Yaron Stern, second in race 1, sixth in race 2. Let's move on, last but very much not least, to third place in race 2, Cosimo Papi. Hello, Cosimo.
Ciao.
Ciao. So, yeah, Cosimo. Race 1 initially, you were right in the thick of the action, and came out to the end in, I think, 5th position, which isn't a bad place. Were you happy with that?
For the race 1, I'm not so happy because I did some mistake, but I think that I need to improve myself and the sim with a simulation. But I think that in the next race we can do better. But for the second race, we have we have already done better.
Yeah, excuse me for saying you're P5. You're actually P7, but still, at least race 2 made up for it with your podium. How does it feel when you suddenly see a clear track after everyone goes skittling off in front of you? Surely that must be a relatively uplifting feeling.
You you are telling for the next for the last.
I'm
For the last lap?
referencing the start. Sorry.
I mistake the gear because I put the second gear and the car it's normally that don't go fast in the second start.
Okay, but you did then have a close fight all the way through the race with Peroni, which in the end you came out on top of on the very last lap. Good race between you two, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last lap was a really good lap, and I did a mistake, and in this way Peroni keep me and overtake me. But in the last corner, he did a mistake, and I can overtake him, and I am happy for this.
Well, thank you very much for that, and good luck in future rounds.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So that is it from us here at the Griiip G1 Series 2019, presented by Fiverr, the first virtual race of the series from Road Atlanta. I've been Caitlin Penny, and I want to hand you back over to Adrian Figallo to end the broadcast. See you later, everyone.
So thanks very much, Caitlin, for this evening, for this commentary of this first round of the G1 Series virtual races. It's good to say that obviously the positions of the current races we saw today are temporary positions. Obviously, it's we're looking into some incidents that happened, so possibly even the final grid could change, and even some podiums. It's good to remind our followers also to be with us next Wednesday, the 17th, where World Pro Racing will be hosting an F3 casual race on casual Wednesdays at Silverstone. An F3 mod we're using from ASR, and we're using it on our Factor 2 platform. So thanks for being with us. Thanks to Justin Mifsud, our broadcast and tech director, and myself, Adrian Figallo. Have a good night, and thanks for following.
A really good race, really fun. I managed to reach the second place.
For me, the G1 Series is really how racing should be done. It's the best place to race professionally, but still keeping close control over the costs.
Driving the G1 is amazing because it's a really powerful car. really easy to drive, so you feel immediately connected with the car.
La macchina G1 è una macchina estremamente competitiva, anche messa a confronto con le altre categorie, più veloci di un Formula Renault e di un Formula 4.
The braking performance is amazing as well. It's a really good car. I enjoy driving it.
The technologies that Griiip provides me is what makes the series so special. I can access all my data at all times.
And I can also compare the data to other drivers, so I can find my weak points, but also my strong points, and you can improve a lot on the track.
L'altra tecnologia estremamente importante e innovativa è quella relativa alla visibilità, in cui i fan non solo possono seguire la gara live, ma possono seguire il loro pilota preferito grazie ai camera car, grazie alle videocamere che sono installate su ogni vettura.
One of the most unique things in the G1 series is the virtual races.
For every race, we actually race in the same track with the same drivers. When we get to the track, we can get the best out of it.
It's the only series that combines both virtual races and real races in the scoring system.
La G1 Series è un campionato estremamente interessante per tutti quei piloti che vogliono passare dal karting alla monoposto.
For the cost of a karting season, the G1 Series is one of the best places to improve my formula skills before moving on to next levels.
It was truly an amazing year and I just can't wait for next season.
It took 5 days to get client feedback. Now James only has 5 hours until launch. With Fiverr, it only took him 5 minutes to find Stephanie. Fiverr. Connect to a freelancer in under 5 minutes.